Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final episode in the pre-achievement series. This week we'll be doing the last 4 achievements in the world event section, one that I missed in the general tab, and then I'm just sort of going to go off script and talk about why I've done this and what I'll be doing in the future, because I'll be doing a bit more content, don't you worry. But to finish what we've started, I'm just going to be a bit more rapid fire and laissez-faire than normal. But there's first, Coins of Ancestry. This is tiered. It starts with 1, then 5, and sort of goes up from there. You get these during the Lunar Festival when talking to the Elders, and there are separate achievements for talking to a specific set of Elders, like, say, the Elders of Kalimdor. But I don't know how trackable that is, but having just a ton of the coins in your bank is very provable. The next is obtain a Children's Week pet, and this is specifically one of the 3 after TBC, so you can get this one. There's also a second follow-up achievement where you need all 3, but you won't be able to do this until Wrath, but you can set this up by getting 2 in TBC, and then your 3rd during Wrath of the Lich King itself. Thirdly, you have Killer Hoon, who is a giant ice Ragnaros, but in the slave pens, and this will be available from the 22nd of July of 2021. To prove that you've killed him, there's a quest which I believe gives you a pet, and he also drops his scythe, which is pretty bloody cool, so, you know, worth it almost for that. And the last of the world events achievements is get the Wolpertinger, which will be during Brewfest, and there's a dedicated quest to just get him. And so that's pretty much all of the achievements except for Lucky Last. I got a bit mixed up because there's the achievement Equip a Tabard, which I did cover, but there's also a collection of tabards achievement, and this is another tiered 1, 5, 10, so on. And the advice here is to have all of the TBC factions at Exalted and then just go for a buying spree after the fact. There's a few special tabards here and there. For instance, there's the tabard of the Illidari from the quest in Shadow Moon Valley. There's the tabard of the Protector from the TBC pre-patch event, and the tabard of the Argent Dawn from the Naxxramas pre-event, on top of the PvP tabards like your Scout and your Knight or Grunt for the Horde. But that's pretty much just going to be buying them in TBC and in Wrath, because every faction has one then, because the way they do rep there is actually very nice. But how they do that will probably be a future video, and, well, speaking of, I suppose this is where I kind of go off script and just say thank you to everyone who's watched the series. It's been a great experience. I absolutely love having actually gone out and been able to make something, and I think I'm definitely going to continue to do that. And I think I've also figured out that the way I want to do that is in two sections. So first will be this channel, where I'll probably talk very specifically about gaming, my experiences, and it's going to be a far more commentary on different things, and then I'll probably just have some pretty unedited gameplay in the background kind of deal. Like, I've got my own set of thoughts on what's happening with retail, what should happen in Classic, and I've also started playing Final Fantasy XIV, so I'd love to sort of say, here's the comparisons between the two, here's what one could learn from the other, and really just sort of go on in that direction with this channel. But the other thing I want to do, and this is sort of when I actually sat down and did a list of what I wanted to create in the future content-wise, is a lot of business-related content. And this is specifically the business of gaming, because I have a background in business and economics myself. I'd love to, say, start going through the financial documents of these big companies and actually say, hey, are the decisions they're making actually intelligent? Do they make financial sense? As I'm pretty sure everyone buys into that idea of, say, we'll use Blizzard as an example, because they'll be the number one company that I do a series on, is they're motivated by money. But do their decisions make sense monetarily, especially in the long term versus the short term? And I'd love to explain that more in layman's terms. I think there's a bit more of a niche in there, because going through, say, a Belluar or a Josh Strife Hayes and many other commentators, they sort of allude to that point, but I'd love to actually go a bit more in depth about it. And so I'll probably do a second channel, which will be linked in the description of this video when I've sort of actually set it up. As with YouTube, from what I understand, having different types of content like that on the same channel doesn't really work in terms of actually getting your content and what you're doing out there. So I'm going to be treating this somewhat seriously, and I don't want to make a fundamental blunder just straight out of the gate by basically hamstringing myself by mixing up very serious, structured business content with casual game commentary. And so that's going to be the plan. And I hope you guys stick around, like, subscribe, keep up with it, because I'm going to be keeping making videos. I think I've got some other ideas in future as well for this, and I'm excited to do it. This is, like I said, been a lot of fun, and I look forward to doing more of it. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you adieu.